Hey guys, how you guys doing? Let me just get organized. So hey, happy Thursday. Thanks you guys for coming on. Hi Pat, how are you, honey? Um, Welcome Instagram and hi Pat. Hey Facebook, how you guys doing? It's me again. Uh, so tonight I'm going to be on, and we're going to talk about the guides, and I'm going to share a channeled message, a channeled letter from the guides for us. So there's a little teaching in it. There's some guidance in it for us, and for those of you like on Instagram that aren't very familiar with my guides, Edgar, um, it's a channel letter. I'm a trance medium, and I do, um, teachings with my guides, collectively known as Edgar. There's many of them. And for you guys on Facebook, I know you know about Edgar. And Edgar has written both of the books with me that I have, Destination Self and Letters from Spirit, teachings from my guides. And they have been they're really the authors. They just kind of work with me to kind of create the material to present for you guys. So anyway, so tonight I have a letter, and it's called Embracing the Mud Puddles. And tonight's letter is really all about, hi guys, tonight's letter is really all about embracing the mud puddles. So what are mud puddles? So you'll get into the letter here in a moment, but it's really about embracing our challenges, our pain, our grief, things like that. It's I feel kind of an inspiring, teaching that they have for us. And for any of you guys that were on when I was on Tuesday, I was just on a couple of days ago, where I did Candid Conversations. And so I just want to say thank you for all of you who joined in on my Facebook Live. Now that live was only on Facebook. It wasn't on Instagram, really just because I needed my iPhone to do the Facebook Live with Gia. So, but for any of you guys on Instagram who would like to watch the Candid Conversations that I had Tuesday night, it's now uploaded on my website. So if you go to monicaturlings.com, you can go to my video page and go to Conversations. And you'll see the video there. There's many videos there. There's teachings about spirit guides, and there's teachings about the universe, and there's different topics that I have done talks on that are in that category on my video page. But Tuesday nights, Candid Conversations is also there. So if you guys want to, monicaturlings.com, please feel free to watch it. Also, those are for you guys who are not on Facebook. You can go right to my website and watch that video. And for any of you guys that are tuning in here from Facebook and haven't seen my live, you can watch the replay on Facebook as well, or go to my website. So hi guys. Thanks everyone for joining. Hey, Chris, how you guys doing? I don't know why this doesn't work there. Okay, perfect. Hey, guys, thank you guys for joining. All right, so we're going to get going here in just a second. So how it's going to work here is, first of all, I just want to kind of say also, I'll be back on Thursday night next week with another live, and I don't know what it will be. It might be a short story that I might share. I might share a short story of a recent reading or two that I've done. So that might be what Thursday's theme is. I'm not quite sure yet, but again, same time as now, 5 o'clock Pacific time. I'll come back on Facebook and Instagram and do another live. And I think it'll be on short stories, but I'm not quite sure. It could change because if I feel moved or guided to go in another direction for that night, I will. So it's a little bit, not quite sure. Anyway, though, but I want to say thanks for all of you guys who do chime in, who do join me. For any of you who can't always join in live, but you watch the replays later, I see your comments and I read them, and I want to say thank you all for that. Let's see, what does that say here? Perfect. Good. Thanks, guys. Okay, so tonight we're going to do a letter. I'm just going to wait for a couple more people quickly to get on as they're loading here on Facebook. Also, I'm going to finish with quotes. I have some lovely quotes that I pulled that I felt were kind of, that tied in nicely with the guidance from the guides. Again, any of you guys that are new to me, primarily really, Facebook or Instagram, my guides are a collective group. You'll learn a lot about them on my first book that we wrote together, Destination Self, Navigated for You with Love, by my spirit guides. And there's obviously many letters that were channeled from them in my recent book, Letters from Spirit. Both of them are available on Amazon if you guys are interested. I have a little bit of an announcement to make, and really the little announcement is really just that I'm going to be veering off and away from doing in-person readings privately. So private in-person readings, I'm going to be scaling back on, and I'll just be doing most of my private readings now just on Zoom. But I am still going to be doing in-person small group readings. So for any of you guys who want to get together a small group, sorry. So if any of you guys want to get together and do a small group, I will come to the home, or we could do something kind of like that. So I'll still do in-persons for small group readings. And you know what? I've been doing a lot of them lately. So there's really been a lot of fun with a lot of people wanting to kind of get together. A lot of people are getting vaccinated now. A lot of people are wanting to kind of hang out. They kind of want to celebrate a little bit and kind of bring back a little bit of that hangout time. And so I've been doing a lot of in-person small group readings, but I've also been doing them on Zoom as well. So I'll always do them on Zoom, and I am still going to do them in person. I'm just going to be stepping away a little bit from doing in-person private small group readings one-on-one. So I won't be really doing those after April. So I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that. But always privates on Zoom, and always in-person small groups, 8 or less. Okay. Okay, so what I want to say here. All right. So again, if any of you guys want to watch my Tuesday Night Live, you can go on my website under video page and then click on conversations. Okay, so I'm going to get into it. So I'm excited to share this letter. So I'll just kind of get going. So what I'd like you to do is kind of, if you're in a place that's comfortable for yourself, if you're in a place where you're not obviously not driving a vehicle. So oftentimes people like to sometimes close their eyes and just kind of hear the words. But it's up to you, whatever you'd like to do. But perhaps maybe as you're hearing the words that I'm expressing, to just have an open heart here and maybe feel into how it relates to you. Because we're all going to have different things that we struggle with. We're all going to have different things that we have, grief in, or grief towards, or pain, or struggles, challenges, and things like that. So as you're hearing the words, really kind of feel into, how does this resonate for me? Because I think it's important when you hear the words that you personalize it to yourself, right? So that's what I want to say. So I want you to be comfortable and get cozy. And also, I just always love sharing the guidance and the teachings that Edgar, my guides, have for us. And they always come with such compassion and such a beautiful, loving approach that they always have for us, always having our best and highest, and really always wanting to help us forward. And so for any of you that are new to this, maybe you'll feel and resonate with their personalities. And for any of you that obviously know Edgar, you know that to be so. So, okay. So let me just kind of get into it. So, all right. So here we go. All right. Indeed. It is time once again for a new, refreshing session. We are excited, are you? Excited for the gathering, excited for the ways in which you come together to expand yourselves, and us taking part in this expansion that you are creating for yourself. It is very nice indeed. Each session, of course, we wish to share new ways for you to step into your life and your world, new ways of being able to know yourself as well. And today's collaboration, and we call it a collaboration because it is very much a collaboration between us and with you. So we love this very much, for this cannot be without the collaboration of us, the collaboration with her with us, and us with you. So it is a collaboration of all joining that makes this so wonderful. And it is important for you to know this as well. For you, taking part in something like this expands the work in which we do, expands yourself, it expands this community, and it is quite nice indeed. So coming together this way, speaking about a fresh new topic, something to place focus here again, it is our wanting always to help you have focus in areas that will help you forward in life, for that is always our intent. And so we wish to speak a little bit today here on how to step through rough patches in life, how to maneuver yourself through these areas in life that perhaps are uncomfortable for you. We see many not wanting to go in areas that perhaps may cause and create some uncomfortableness. This can be each of you wanting to perhaps not work on areas within you that hold pain, areas within you that hold an uneasiness about yourself or about where you sit in life. Understand that there is purpose in everything that has come to your forefront, everything that has come into your experience. There is purpose, whether it was of your wanting or not of your wanting, there has been purpose. Because when you can look at what you are faced with, the great stuff, the hard stuff, the uncomfortable stuff, the painful stuff, it allows you to ask the deeper questions within yourself about any of these topics. That could be on loss, on grief, on pain, struggles, financial issues. It could be of anything that shows up on your life path, these areas in which you don't wish to walk through, deal with. And so we would like to give you an analogy of perhaps walking a dog. Many of you have walked dogs in your life. And so we use this as an example. And even if you have never walked a dog, you can understand what we mean to say here as we continue. After there has been rain, puddles have formed. And as you walk your dog, even days after the rain, and the rain has subsided, there are still puddles. And many of your animals choose to want to go towards those puddles as you are walking near them. And you, walking your dog, always wanting to keep the dog on the path where it is drier, cleaner. For you know, if the dog steps into the mud, steps into the puddles, steps in the dirty water, you now have an issue. A dog with muddy feet. And you wish to avoid that, you see. So you prefer to walk around the puddles and make your dog walk away from those puddles. So you can be assured the dog will not have dirty feet. And we understand, because having to deal with the dirty feet now creates work for you. Now you would have to clean these feet. Now you would have to dry the feet. Now you would have to bathe the dog. And this creates unwanted work. And so your way of dealing with this is to avoid those puddles entirely. Can you understand what we mean? I think you can all understand this visual that we present to you here. And what we wish to say to you here in life, many of you do the same. You are shown things in your life, presented things in your life. You have had rain and also rainstorms that have created many puddles in your life and puddles that sit within you. And not wishing to address the puddles, you choose to go through life walking around those mud puddles that were created from the storms that were shown you in your life, you see. Not wanting to deal with the pain, not wanting to deal with the feelings that are sitting within you, not wishing to get yourself dirty, because you know that it's going to create work, you see. And many of you want to avoid this. You don't want to step into those areas that will remind you of those storms. And when your dog walks in the puddles and the feet get wet, as you have to clean those feet, dry those feet, wash those feet, you are now having to deal with the repercussions of that storm. And many of you in life do the same. choosing to walk along life, avoiding the puddles on the road that have created some mud, and you tend to want to go the other way or walk around them and not walk through them. And we understand having to walk through these inner mud puddles within you that were left from the storms life gave you can feel like an unwanted activity, one you would prefer to avoid. But we say here to you now, it is not beneficial to you to always avoid what is in front of you. It is best to recognize the mud puddles and address them. Walk through them. And yes, through walking through those puddles, you might feel a bit vulnerable. It may stir up some emotions that create perhaps some more rain within you. And when you are left with repercussions from great storms, the last thing you want is more rain, you see. You're looking for the sunshine. You're looking for better weather. You're looking to move past that time when the storms came and look for those rainbows, you see. You look for better days. But those rainbows come when the storms subside. But that does not mean there are no puddles that you will come across. You can stand in front of the puddles and see the rainbow above you, you see. And what we just wish you to understand here is the benefit of being aware of the mud or the puddles that show up on your path, that created areas now on your road that has left reminders of the storm within you. And what we wish to say to you here is there is much value for you to take that walk through life, to look at those puddles that sit before you and not be like you are when you walk the dog and avoid them. Those puddles that sit within you can only dry when the light hits it, when your light can be shined on it. It is then when those puddles within you from those storms that have come your way, those emotional storms, those heartbreaking storms, those unexpected storms that has created damage within you, pain within you, heartache within you, doubt within you. Those pass in life when you walk your dog, those puddles stay for days. But in time, as the sun comes out, the sun dries the puddles. And your sun within you, your light within you, can help you with your puddles. But you do not place the light on them when you do not face your puddles, and therefore they do not dry. And every day you move forward with life with the knowing of those puddles existing within you, and you consistently walk around them, not wanting to deal with the heartache, with your pain, with the feelings that give you uncomfortable reminders of what was and how it caused the pain within you. And we understand. Please know that we come here today to say we understand the reason you wish to walk around those inner puddles that were given to you from those storms. But what we wish to say to you here is to think of those puddles, yes, as reminders of that storm. And reminders are often something that we must look at. Reminders show up to remind us for a purpose. And those puddles within you are reminders for you that there is purpose here to look at. To be able to truly live again in the beautiful sunlight that you wish to have, in a way that joy can be expressed for yourself once again. It is important to recognize those puddles, for those storms that came to you should be honored. And the puddles are there for you to spend some time in, you see. Yes, to walk through them and also to stand within them. And by looking at them, stepping into them, and stand firmly in those puddles, you will begin to build your strength. For you will see that the puddles that you're standing in, dealing with, and facing has become far smaller than the initial day that the storm came to begin with. And you will see yourself much greater than the actual puddle itself. As you continue to embrace those puddles that are within you, deal with the pain that has been placed within your heart with courage. You will be able to recognize the strength within you, and that builds light within you as well, you see. And as you stand in those puddles, reminding yourself of what is left from those storms, you will build your personal power. The strength in knowing through standing in those puddles that the storm has subsided, you see. And this is merely remnants of that storm. By stepping in it and not walking away from it, you will see yourself far greater than the storm and the puddles that has been left behind. And as you step in it and stand in it and become aware and deal with it, you see, you are putting your light upon it. And this shall dry those puddles and clear the path for you once more. And through this experience of walking towards the puddles and not away from them will allow you to connect with the power that is within you, the strength that sits within you, and that within you, that strength and that power will present that light that is needed, that will fill you, you see. And as it fills you, your puddles dry. And yes, as you stand in those puddles, you will be reminded of your pain. This is so. You will receive snapshots of that storm that came, but it shall also allow you a snapshot to know that you have endured great storms and you are a bit changed and in many ways stronger than you ever realized you were before. And you can only know this if you stand within the puddles. So we wish to say to you as you walk through your life, the next time you come across that feeling of that inner puddle from a previous storm, we welcome you to walk towards it, not around it, to step in it and not avoid it, and to allow that power, that light that is within you, to dry it and know that you can. And each time you face it and each time you step into it, you are creating that light that will dry it more and more and then more again. And one day it shall be completely dry. And then you will know the power of your determination, the power and your stamina of being able to endure some of the greatest storms you have ever faced. And once those puddles dry, you shall see how it has changed you as well. And with each storm comes new blooming. And once your puddles dry, then, and only then, you will begin to be able to plant anew. And so we wish for you to place attention here. And we give you this little inspirational chat, we say, of a way to step into your life, accepting the storms that you have been faced with, knowing that there comes a time in your day where you must come across those remnants, those reminders. And we say to step in it, for there is great value for you for your future blooming, to allow yourself the ability to dry your puddles, to heal the inner wounds, so you may begin to bloom through planting new seeds, you see, and to bask in the sunlight that life also offers you, and to stay in the gratitude of that. So we wish for you to make a mental visual for yourself. Draw yourself and draw your puddle. A little art project, we say. And for you, it is to decide how big that puddle is for you today. For the size of that puddle will determine how often you need to visit it, walk towards it, and step in it. And we say it is important to make this lovely drawing of your puddle and draw yourself standing in it. And draw yourself standing in it and place it onto your refrigerator. And each week, create a new drawing for yourself and recognize the new puddle that you draw. Create your own visual healing reel. Is it becoming a bit smaller than the week before or the week before that? We say it shall. We love visuals very much, and we love the idea of you creating your own visual as well, where you can see your own progress. So we wish for you to make a visual of your personal puddle on your road, your mud puddle from the storm that came to you. And instead of walking away from it and burying it within you, we say no. Draw it and place it on your refrigerator so you may look at it, so you can understand that this is remnants of a storm, but you choose to step in it to be able to create the light within the puddles that will in fact dry them out. Heal, you see, is what we mean. And for each of you, how you choose to stand in the puddles will be different. Some of you may stand with a warrior mentality, and others may stand with tears. And we say both are perfect. Honor the way your inner self wishes to heal you. But know that standing within the puddle and not avoiding it is what is necessary to allow you to move forward and bask in the light and in the sunny days you see, for there are many there for you. There are many sunny days for you, you see. And we say it is okay if you put a mental vision within you, if your puddle is quite large and a little bit deep, to go in prepared with your mental rain boots or your mental mud boots, or if you wish to go in mentally barefoot with your pants rolled up. How do you wish to step into your mud puddle? This is your choosing. Do it as it feels comfortable, we say. But we say, do it. And know as you step into the puddle and you stand within it, know the storm has subsided, and this is merely the remnants that you must face and work through. And by setting the intent for yourself, you shall work through it, and the puddles will dissipate. And you will know it is dissipating by the way that you feel and by the drawings that you make each week as you see the progress that you take in stepping into these puddles each and every time, and the drawings that you make that recognize that the puddles are in fact shrinking. So we give you this as a visual, you see, and for you to understand that it is quite important to not avoid what is presented on your path, but to tackle it fiercely. In whatever way fierce may show up for you, for we wish you a road in life that will offer you many experiences, for experiences will always allow you a deeper knowing of yourself. And as you walk through your path in life, there will be many weather conditions, and different weather conditions will present different outcomes. But to know that weather conditions change, and through those experiences of these weather conditions, you change. So it is very much you changing through the seasons that are you. And we'll leave you here now with something to consider, and to know that you are magnificent and beautiful in every season that you walk through in your life. And we wish you to know that, as we wish for you to know that this is how we each see you. Magnificent, beautiful, in every season and in every weather condition the season brings you. And until next time, know there is great love for you here. It is so. Edgar. So, hi. That was I felt a little bit inspirational, a little bit, right? The guys were really encouraging us to not run from our pain, but to step into our pain, to not run from our challenges, but to step into our challenges. That through doing that, we actually find our power, and they use that light as our power, and that light within us, that power within us heals us, and that we within us have the capability to heal ourselves. And really, the message that they have for us is that we can heal ourselves. Are we willing to step into our mud puddles, our challenges, our pain, our grief, and really be willing to get dirty in the mud puddles and understand that it will require work, just like walking the dog. We'll have muddy feet if they step in the mud puddles. We too might have extra tears. We might be reminded from the storms that created the puddle within us to begin with. But it is only through that stepping forward to the puddles and stepping into the puddles to really address how we are feeling is what is going to actually allow us to heal through it. And that is really what their message is, and that you have that power to do that. That is within you. It is your light within you that will allow you to be determined, that will allow you to recognize that strength that is within you. And it is sometimes in the hardest of circumstances that we are tested. And I thought that was just a lovely little letter. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Chicky. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Linda. Hey, Sandy. Hi, Madalisa. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Christine. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Tina. Hi, guys. Hey, Joyce. Hi, Linda. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Kelly. Hello, Miss Sandy Clark. Sandy says, I understand this analogy. I have a big puddle I've been avoiding. And you know what? But this is not to beat yourself up because you have a big puddle. It's about embracing that, okay, I'm not going to go around it. I'm not going to avoid it. I'm really going to step into it and really honor the pain I have, the grief I have, and be able to really be okay with getting a little dirty. Being able to understand that the only way I can really deal with this is by dealing with this. And that makes sense, Sandy? For many of us, right? And this could be, maybe it's dealing with, relationship issues, or maybe this is dealing with, job issues or problems with somebody at work, or this could be grief or a loss of a loved one, or, this can, like I said in the beginning, what does this represent for you? What is your mud puddle? What is your mud puddle? What is it that allows you to feel like, so what have you maybe been avoiding or putting off or afraid to step into the mud puddle? Like, what is that mud puddle for you? Sometimes we like to bury things under the rug, right? I mean, we've all been guilty of that sometimes, right? But, all that happens when we keep doing that is the mound just gets bigger and then we trip. And, the guides are really wanting to acknowledge that the power sits within you. The power of healing sits within you. And you may only know that healing and know that power of healing that sits within yourself by moving forward towards it. Make sense? What do you guys have to say about that? Hi, guys. Hi, Monica. For small groups in home, is it for 8 minimum, max 10? Oh, I forgot. Hey, darling. It's small group readings is a maximum of 8. If everybody wants a reading, I'll guarantee everybody gets a reading. If it's 8 readings, so if it's 8 people, I'll guarantee everybody receives a reading. If you have more than 8, I won't guarantee everybody gets a reading, but you can have more. And you can have less than 8 if you want. So I've done small group readings. I mean, I'm doing one Sunday. There's 4 of them. There's 4 people. I do sometimes 4 or 5 people. That's fine. It just gives more time with your loved ones with messages. But you could do up to 8 and everyone gets a reading. Over 8, I won't guarantee everybody gets a reading, but it'd still be a wonderful night. And you always feel the love of the spirit world, and you always receive from everybody else's reading. So hope that answers your question. Sorry, I saw that. Thank you. And I will come to your home. Yes, I will come to your home. Okay, so what do you guys think about the letter? Whoops, hang on. What do you guys think about the letter? Let's see what anyone has said about. Melissa says, love this analogy. It is perfect and something I understand completely. And you know what, Melissa? I think that's amazing because I always, say, that the guides always speak in a way that we can identify with it. They always speak in a way that we can relate. They don't get so expansive in their teachings, where we kind of leave with a question mark. You know, they never want us to leave with a question mark. They always want us to understand their point, and they always want us to understand our own power. So the guides are always wanting us to know ourselves. And, you know, sometimes through the toughest of storms is where we really get to really know what we're made of. Isn't that so? And for some of us, we might have bigger storms than others. And past, maybe we've had other storms. We've all had many storms in our lives, probably, right? And I am pretty sure through any of those storms, even if they weren't major storms, you learned a lot about yourself, and you found a lot of inner strength within you. And if your storm is extremely big, if the grief is big, if the struggle is big, the guides want you to know that you there is a healing that happens when you allow yourself feeling the actual mud on your feet, you see, and that there's a lot of help um, for you that comes by dealing with it, not actually avoiding it, right? Makes sense? So anyway, I just love their, Pat says, wow, such a great analogy. One is so relatable, right? Because, and again, they keep it because there could be some who might have struggles, you know, because they lost somebody so important in their life, and that grief is just enormous. That puddle is huge. I loved what they said, and sometimes it's like a work situation, or maybe a marriage is a little bit on the rocks, or, you know, how can we fix this a little bit, and, you know, maybe deal with some hurt. And I love so much that they use the analogy of actually making a puddle for yourself, to actually create like a little art project for yourself where you actually draw your puddle. So, you know, listen, I always trust the guides, you know, because they always have such wonderful advice for us. And I would say go get out some crayons and create your mud puddle and put it on the refrigerator like they said to do, and always be able to be aware of that mud puddle and be willing to deal with it and address it. And by doing so, you will begin to start feeling better, and then draw another mud puddle. How do I feel today? How do I feel this week? How do I feel 3 days later? And continuously draw that puddle. Because I think what happens is, why they ask you to do that is because it always then puts focus on how you're feeling. And when you are drawing, you'd be surprised intuitively what you'll draw. And you will maybe be amazed on the shape of the puddle that changes, the size of the puddle that changes, maybe the darkness of the puddle that lightens. And you'll just be moved to kind of, as you create that mud puddle, there will be information and data within the drawing that you make, I assure you. I assure you that there will be information and data within you in that puddle that you draw for yourself, because it will really be your deeper self expressing how you really are feeling, and how, and you'll be able to see that. And then within you, you'll be able to say, oh, I'm coming out of this. So I would do that. I really would. I mean, you don't have to do that, obviously, but I think it might be something fun that will kind of help you on this journey of healing, whether it be hurt words, or hurt relationships, or lost relationships, or lost loved ones, or whatever it is for you. And again, whatever it is that's personalized to you. That's what I want to say. Let me just see. Is there anybody else that wants to say anything about that? Sarah says, I love that. My light will dry the puddles, right? That your light will dry the puddles. And I love how they kind of use these little analogies, but they always use it in a way for you to understand that the tools that you need is already within you. And I think that, so whether it be the drawing of the puddles, knowing that every time you're stepping into the mud puddle, you are putting light onto the mud puddle. And you know, just by addressing it, you are creating a little more dryness within that mud puddle. You are shining your light, which will then shrink that puddle. And as the puddle shrinks, you know your healing is happening. You know you're moving forward. You know you are making strides in finding that sunlight again in life. So Madalisa says, beautiful. Love that. Thank you. I love that. Yes, I think so. I love the guides, and I love when they share these wonderful little letters. These, you know, so it's a little teaching, and it's a little bit of inspiration. It's a little bit of motivation. It's a little bit of idea of what you can do to use to kind of help you forward. So it's a little variety. It's this wonderful little recipe of all sorts of things that we can use. I love it. So anyway, are any of you guys bored of me yet? Because I was just on Tuesday and here I am again. Heather says this was beautiful. Thank you. Wonderful. I love that. Let's see. Hi, Kathy. Good evening to you as well. Melissa asks, will you still do them on the phone? Yes. So Melissa's asking a question because I listed that I'm not going to be doing private one-on-one in-persons very often anymore. So primarily I'm going to do those over Zoom or over the telephone. Yes, of course. So on the telephone or over Zoom, and I'm going to be focusing more of my in-persons as small group readings. Or audience readings when we get to that lovely time again where we can do a full room of lots of people again. I look forward to that time. But small groups I am doing again. I will come to your home to do them. Those will be in person. I am also doing those also on Zoom as well, and they're super fun. If any of you guys have done any of my small groups on Zoom or even my larger groups on Zoom, you know you always get touched by the spirit world whether you receive a reading or not. And I love that. Hi, Christina. Hi, guys. Let's just see here. Tracy says, wow, that was so awesome. It gave me some peace. Wonderful. I love that, Tracy. And, you know, and I think there's peace to be found when you understand that within you, you have the tools and the power is your own light. And we want to keep that activated. And we always keep that light activated by stepping into the areas that need attention. And it's by avoiding the things that need attention that actually dim our light. And it's by stepping into it that we can actually make our light bright, that will actually be utilized to heal us. And so you can heal yourself. You can heal your heart. You can heal your heartache. You can heal your pain. You can heal your body. You have that ability within you. So there's so much, you know, I think we so often see ourselves as small, and we are so big. We are so big, our light so big, our potential within that light can do such great service for each of us individually. And, you know, we just don't tap into that resource enough. But I know the guides are really encouraging you to step in it. And I love, how did they end it too? They said, how did they end it? I love how they kind of ended it. What did they say? And we'll leave you here now with something to consider and to know that you are magnificent and beautiful in every season you walk through in your life. And we wish for you to know that, as we wish for you to know that this is how we each see you. Magnificent, beautiful in every season and in every weather condition that the season brings you. How beautiful is that? They're so like, you know, you're just like, don't you like feel the love? I just like feel the love. It's just, hi, Paula. How are you? Strength to do this. Exactly. Strength to do this. Wonderful. Yes, exactly right. I have quotes too that are kind of relative to this as well. Hey, Christy. How are you? Tracy says it's been a year for mom and 6 years for dad. Many people have told me not to grieve because it keeps them from having peace. I don't want to enter that puddle if my parents can't rest peacefully. What do you, no. I mean, no, listen, there isn't anything that your loved ones on the other side want more than for you to be joyful, happy, and at peace. And it is embracing the mud puddle, your inner mud puddle, that keeps you from your joy, that keeps you from your peace, which is what they want you to address so that you can be happy. If you're happy, your loved ones are happy, you know? So, and it's dealing with the things that are preventing you from having that joy is what's going to actually give you the joy, right? So, you know, sometimes we get things backwards a little bit, right? Because society tells us or somebody tells us, but no, you want to address these areas that create the pain, because by dealing with them is what's going to heal it. So, love the letter. Love that. Wonderful. And I love you, Tracy, for asking the question. Thank you, darling. Melissa says, at times my puddle is so big, I feel like I am drowning and can't get my head above it. Well, you know, like what they said, to do an analogy, they said to step into the mud puddle, but step in it with a warrior mentality, step in it with a mentality of putting on your rain boots. If that gives you more confidence to kind of move forward, step it in your mud boots or go in barefoot, like however it's going to feel, however it's going to allow you to fiercely step into wanting so much to get that joy back for yourself in your life. So whatever it is that's hindering that joy, that is what's causing that mud puddle. And so by saying, I'm going to get to the bottom of this, right? Because they talked about that is when you can bloom anew. So we can't grow in the mud. So we have to allow that mud to dry. So now we have something to work with to create new seeds. And what do they call it? For a new bloom in your life. So, and your loved ones want that for you. The guides want that for you. God wants that for you. The universe wants that for you. And you should want that for you. You should want that for you too. So, and sometimes, we hold ourselves back. And like the guide said, we walk around the puddles. We stand away from the puddles. And they're saying, oh no, approach it. Step in front of it. And then step in it. And I really even think those little easy words, they're really powerful words. And I think by doing that, you create a lot of personal power within yourself by doing so. That's what I say. So let's see. Melissa Scott says, never bored. Okay, good. Because I'm like, oh my God, I was just on Tuesday. Here I am on Thursday again. Oh my gosh, people are going to get bored of me. Can you come to Louisville? Yeah, I would love to go to Louisville. I cannot wait to get out on the road again and travel and do my work out on location again. I'm really can't wait. So yes, I would absolutely come to Louisville. Sarah says, I would never have thought of shining my light on a puddle. I had the power to learn, heal, and dry it up. So great. Well, think about this, Sarah. Think about when you're in the puddles, right? Think about when you see puddles. Sometimes they last for days, like when there is an actual rain, right? And you walk and you see some puddles in your yard or you see puddles wherever, right? You see mud puddles, right? From maybe a couple heavy days of rain, right? And those puddles will stay there a little bit, right? But then the sun comes out, the rain leaves. And then in a week's time or so, the sun has dried the puddles. So your light is a sun. So if you could just see your light as a sun and you beam it by putting attention and focus and awareness on those puddles that are within you, you're actually putting light on your puddles. And by doing that, you are actually drying them out. By dealing with it, you are shrinking them. And by doing that, then you can have that soil to start building putting new seeds in, more blooming, for new things, as they said in the letter as well. And obviously feel free to replay this again to hear the letter again, because there was a piece about that as well that was lovely. Also, so uplifting, Christine says, lovely. Perfect. A lot of inspiration, DJ Drama Mama says. DJ Drama Mama says, I love that. DJ Drama Mama. Let's see, I love that. Difficult time, literally, as I was listening, thinking about everything, I glanced out my window, and on the tree branch was a bright red cardinal. Don't you love that? So what do cardinals mean for you, darling? So Pat says, mine is losing my husband 11 months ago. Difficult time, literally. As I was listening to the words, thinking about everything, I glanced out my window and on the tree branch was a bright red cardinal. Wonderful. Well, what does that tell you? That is really, honey, that's like a symbol for you to say, your puddles are going to begin to dry. And so, your season is going to change. Your season is changing, and which means we're going to step out of your winter and you're going to step into your spring. So that's what it says to me. How did you feel about that? Right? Always trust what you get. And the timing of it, right? I mean, how beautiful. She's just closing her eyes, listening to the words, and then she opens her eyes and there's a red cardinal on the branch of a tree outside her window. How beautiful. So I have a couple quotes. So these quotes, and let me read you a couple quotes. I thought, well, I have a lot of quotes. You know me, I always have a lot of quotes, right? So the best way out is always through. So step forward, step in. right? So you can step out of your pain and grief. You got to step forward towards it. You got to step into it, and then you step out of it. So I love it. The best way out is always through. I love that. Um, and let me see here. There is one. Okay. Life has taught me I am not always in control. Life is full of experiences, lessons, heartbreak, and pain. But it has also shown me love, beauty, possibilities, and new beginnings. Embrace all. It makes us who we are, and after every storm comes a clear sky. And for you, Pat, that's your season changing, leaving winter and literally stepping into spring. To me, that is what that bird represented for you. So I thought that was a nice quote. Healing. It doesn't have to look magical or pretty. Real healing is hard, exhausting, and draining. Let yourself go through it. Don't try to paint it as anything other than what it is. Be there for yourself with no judgment at all. So, in other words, stand in the mud puddle and be willing to get dirty. Right? Pretty much what that quote kind of meant, huh? So I thought that was nice. And this one's from Dolly Parton. Don't you love Dolly Parton? I just saw a documentary on Dolly Parton, and I love that. She's just got it all right, that girl. Storms make trees take deeper roots. So storms make trees take deeper roots. So sometimes the pain and the struggles and the difficulties that we are faced in life make us stronger. A strong tree has deep roots, right? A strong tree with deep roots isn't going to fall over. And sometimes in life, we get hit with some storms that test the strength of our roots. And even though sometimes we feel that our roots aren't that strong, through that, our roots are getting stronger because it's getting deeper, because it has affected our heart. So it's touched us. And anyway, storms make trees take deeper roots, Dolly Parton. So I thought that was nice as well. And then I have a couple more. Got a couple more. Let's see what else. Hi, Evie. I apologize for missing you today. Oh, just watch the replay, honey. It was a nice little letter. Michaela. Oh, all right. Let me just express this. So there's somebody here saying, Michaela Jones inboxed me for accurate readings. Okay, so I just want to tell you, when I come on live, like sometimes I almost stop doing lives because of these people doing this, where they just kind of inbox you, and I don't know who any of these people are or what they're about or what their intentions are. So just please know I am not doing any of that. I don't know who this person Michaela is, or Babalawa, Ifarima, Awawawami, Makala Jones person, I don't know, that's all one person. I don't know. So just understand, I don't know any of these people. And every time I try to, it's so anyway, just FYI, be mindful and aware that I don't know the intent of these people. So when they do that, okay? Kelly's with the angry face. Do your own live buddy. Not cool to try it here. Yeah, right. So Sarah's talking to this person. Do your own live, buddy. Don't try. So in other words, sometimes there's people that try to hop on my lives to try to get clients or try to get, readings or whatever. I don't know any of these people or where they are or what they're about or anything. So I'm just putting that out there. So just be aware. So I almost stopped doing lives because of it, because it was so frustrating. Okay. Bring on the healing mud puddles, Kelly Cohen says. Melissa Scott says she loves Dolly. Okay, I have more quotes. Hang on. Tracy, no matter what, I always seem to move forward, and I've had a lot of storms in my path. I'm so strong-willed. And each time, your roots have gotten stronger, right? Your roots, your inner roots, your strength has gotten stronger. And, there is something to say about sometimes we learn best about ourselves through the hardest of times. And I think we can all say that. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. Albert Camus. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. How lovely. Um, okay. You cannot cross the, oh, this is good. You cannot cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. So think about that. We can't heal from our grief or heal from our pain or heal from our struggles or words or heartache or any of those things by just knowing it's there, right? You can't just, you cannot cross the sea merely by standing and watching it. You have to step into the sea. You have to step into your mud puddle, right? So I'm just making that analogy. So I thought that was kind of nice. Sarah, sorry, ha ha ha. Evie loves the quotes. Good. Okay, guys, how about you guys on Insta? How do you like it? Hey, Amelia. How you doing, darling? Love that. Let's just see here. Is there someone else here? Anybody? If anybody wants to come on for a live on Insta, you can just request it and I'll accept you. Okay, so here's another good one. Thanks for the hearts, guys. The wound is the place where light enters you. Rumi, that's a famous one. We've probably have all heard that one at some point. The wound is the place where light enters you. And if you really take that analogy a little bigger, we need the light to heal our wounds, right? We need our inner sun to be placed on our mud puddles to dry them. The wound is the place where light enters you. So it is in those wounds where you open up and your light, your sun, can shine upon whatever it is you're struggling and heal yourself. Okay? Often it is the deepest pain which empowers you to grow into your highest self. Karen Salmonson. That's a good one too. So those were some of my quotes. So that had to go with this reading. They had to go with this little message here today. So I just wanted to say thanks you guys so much for chiming in and to listen to the guidance and the messages from Edgar, the guides. And I love them to pieces. I'm so happy that their teachings and their messages and their guidance is really falling upon the hearts of many of you, and that you're enjoying so much. They're wanting to come and help lift you and help you forward, because that's really what they're doing. And so I want to say thank you for that. And again, thank you all of you for coming on my Tuesday candid conversations that I had the other day. For any of you guys on Instagram who didn't watch it because I didn't have it on Instagram, you can go on my website, monicaturlings.com, go to my video page and just scroll to the bottom where it says conversations, click on it. And there's a bunch of videos on different teachings that I've done of different topics, and you will find the one that we did on Tuesday. Facebook, guys, and if you guys missed Tuesday's live, you can certainly go on, watch it on replay on my Facebook page, or again, go to my website and watch it on my video page. Just a little bit of a reminder, I'm doing small group readings now, obviously always on Zoom. I'm just having a love affair with Zoom. I'm so happy doing my readings here. I just love them, love them, love them. I'm going to always do Zoom. I had somebody that asked me on Tuesday, will I still be doing Facebook Lives? Will I still be doing Instagram Lives? Will I still be doing workshops? Will I still be doing Zoom readings? And the answer is absolutely yes. They said when COVID ends and everything starts opening up, will I move away from that? Absolutely not. I will not move away from Facebook Lives. I will not move away from Instagrams. I will not move away from Zoom readings. I will not move away from small group readings. I will not move away from large group readings. I will not move away from any of that. I will always be involved with my pages here, connecting with you guys, and also readings on Zoom. Always, always, always. So I'm just really having such fun. So anyway, just want to say thank you for that. So please know that. Again, after April, I will not be doing private in-person readings. Often, I might schedule specific ones in certain areas. I'll hold a day of privates when I'm in certain areas. But pretty much everything right now I'm going to be doing on Zoom when it comes to one-on-ones. Small group readings, 8 maximum for everyone gets a reading. You can do more than 8, but I won't guarantee everybody gets a reading. You can do less than 8. Everyone will get a reading. So that's my rules for small groups that I'm doing, and I will come in person to your house, okay? And you can find out about my small groups by going to my website and go to my book an appointment page, and you'll see private readings and all the different private readings I offer, as well as my small groups, okay? Love hearing from you. And also, I just want to kind of say I've had such lovely emails recently again. I'm just loving so much how you guys email me and let me know how my readings have positively impacted you. I want you to know it means so much to me that I receive those, because it just means everything to me. And I love that the work that I do has touched you and has helped you. And that's everything for me. So I thank you so much for the comments, for the emails, for, all of it, for following me, all of it. I'm always so, so grateful. And I thank you guys. I love you and I adore you guys. Thank you so much. I would hug you all. Ugh. Virtual hug. So, all right, guys, I'm going to chime out. I have a friend in town from New York that I'm going to go see for dinner. And I want to say thanks, you guys, for chiming in. I'm so happy you guys enjoyed. And until next time, okay? Love you. Bye.